Welcome to part 2 of the TW Steel DMAX Championship 2015, round 4 for the heats finals at Ellough Park. Let's take a look at the current championship standings. In the lights, Chris Hackworth leads by just 3 points over Tom Golding. With Chris Hackworth being absent in this round, it's inevitable that he will relinquish that lead to either Golding, Leslie, Whiting or Lacey. Who will it be? Moving over to the heavies, Chris Carter leads by 44 points over Thomas Zaustovich. Chris will be tough to beat after proving his tenacity at round 3, coming off the track and becoming airborne, still not stopping him from taking the win. And lastly, the Inters. Joe Holmes has won every final this year and will be looking to extend that run. A number of drivers are capable of challenging him, with Bobby Trundley his closest consistent competitor. Tom Eastwood also joins the grid for the first time this year. The heat saw some different names at the sharp end, mixing it with the big boys. Cameron Roger held his own to take third in Heat 1, Matthew Bees took a comfortable second place in Heat 2, and both Richard Lacey and Sam Joseph took second and third respectively in Heat 3, finishing ahead of regular big hitters Leslie and Golding. So we may start to see these boys on the podium soon. That's a green light and it's full throttle. It looks like they're all cleanly away, sweeping through turn 1. Whiting leads, but you can see that Golding's up for an early challenge in this race and Whiting already looking over his shoulder. Was there contact? Golding's dropped back slightly as Ben Leslie tries a move on Lacey. Lacey holds on to third. Golding has closed up on Whiting. Ben Leslie making yet another attempt for third. Golding takes Whiting on the inside of turn 3. A clean pass as he leads through turn 4 and 5 at the top of your screens. There he is then, in first as we go into lap 5 of this race. It's still close at the front between Golding and Whiting. Just look at the gap to third. Lacey, Leslie, Bees and Joseph. Try saying that 5 times fast. They're side by side and Leslie is ahead now in third place. Great stuff. The leaders are pulling away as Sam Joseph gets ahead of Matthew Bees for 5th. Bees tries to come back at him. He's hustling him. When it's tight like this, no one is safe. All it takes is a momentary lapse in concentration, a hiccup, and the man behind you is ready to take advantage. They watch each other like hawks. Clouting those curbs, that's not going to speed him up. This is allowing Leslie to pull out a gap. Third place looking secure at the moment. A nice clean pass, he's on the move. Here we've got Bees on Lacey, getting antsy. Nothing doing. This is Joseph on Leslie, he has the line. Oof, that was quite some clout on the curbs and pushes Leslie wide, but he has the line going into the straight. Golding then, coming round to take the win, but it's all still going on behind him for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Wow! Separated by 3/10, and they're all still friends after that. Leslie though must be gutted after yet another 3rd place slips through his hands. Great battle.
Lights, brilliant final. There were 4 drivers battling it out for an epic race for third. And in the end, I haven't got the actual gap times here, but they were just ridiculous. There were thousands between them. And I know they're not here, but commiserations have to go to Matthew. Sam's still here, I think. Sam did it absolutely brilliantly for 5th place. Ben missing the podium in that brilliant last corner to the dash to the line. Missing the podium by 47 thousandths of a second. But it means that beating him by being in exactly the right place at the right time to dive up the inside on the last curving bit of the start-finish straight. 3rd place in TW Steel DMAX Lights Heats, Richard Lacey. Well done. Enjoy it?
Yeah, lovely.
In 2nd place, and it was so long ago, I can't remember. 2 seconds in it, I think. 2 seconds in it after 15 laps of the circuit. In 2nd place this afternoon, and gets my award for the 3 consecutive laps in Heat 2, overtaking so beautifully into that hairpin. 3 laps in a row he passed somebody without touching anybody. It was beautiful. 2nd place, Don Whiting. And you were on time. And the winner. And he was really grumpy 24 hours ago. Came for testing and he wasn't happy. But it all came good in the end. Winning by 2 seconds clear, the winners of Lights Heats Round 4, Tom Golding. Can you smile? Good.
So it's all changed at the top of the championship, with Tom Golding taking the lead and Leslie and Lacey also moving ahead of Hackworth, who now drops to 5th overall. And Matthew Bees moves into the top 10. The heavies then, often producing a lot of contact in the races this season. For those of you who haven't seen the previous rounds, I recommend Enduro round 1, where 4 karts tried to go into turn 11, and at the previous round 3, Wheel to Mill, where the heavies Enduros resembled a demolition derby at turn 1, and during the heats Chris Carter managed to project his kart 2 foot into the air, but luckily no injuries. So if you haven't seen any of that, go straight to our YouTube channel after this and feast your eyes on it. And away they go! Another good clean start for the heavies, with everyone keeping their noses clean. Nope. Henderson, getting himself into a spin, gets one light tap, with everyone else managing to avoid him. They're bunching up nicely in the midfield. Henderson receives another tap from himself. Carter looking to line up Zaustovic. Juicy stuff. Carter on Zaustovic for 2nd. Zaustovic keeps his foot in though. Pender and Archer having a go. Meanwhile, I think we just missed Carter sticking one up the inside of Zaustovic for 2nd. Bennett leading the top 4, who are in a bit of a race of their own. Now Carter is clear of Zaustovic, you can see him immediately setting about catching Bennett. These two are having a very close fight. Zaustovic versus Pender, keeping each other honest. Meanwhile, Chris Carter has passed Rob Bennett to take the lead. Carter quite literally getting his head down there. I think he's got Bennett pegged here.
Second class is prepared. There's 2 about a minute further back in the lane.
Carter takes the checkered flag and is very pleased with that as he punches the air. Oh, they almost collide, trying to congratulate each other. A largely clean race from the heavies with no projectile carts whatsoever. Next up, the Inters.
They picked up a black flag for yet another Tomek coming sideways moment over there, which meant that he retired and finished in 14th place. We had some brilliant racing up and down the order. Lee Henderson and Ian Dupfield, we're not quite sure what happened between the two of you for 5th, but so we'll just say well done to both of you for your 14 laps and just missing the podium. Jamie Pender, you missed the podium by 0.2 seconds in that mad dash to the start finish line again. And in 3rd, somehow, yet again, Tomek Zaustovic. Well done. In 2nd place, spent most of the race on his own, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, well, the two of us.
Oh no, you were in the lead. Yeah, then what happened? Did he bosh his way past you on the corner?
No.
Oh no, that's right. Richard Brunning said textbook overtake by Chris Carter. 2nd place, Rob Bennett. Textbook getting overtaken.
Thank you.
Well done. And the winner with a textbook move, apparently into this corner, showing me that he can go past this corner without using quite so much of the grass, because the grass is his favourite place of racing in the last 2 rounds. 0.276 seconds clear. The winner, Chris Carter. Well done. Well done, Mr. Carter.
So the top 3 remain unchanged, with David Vincent swapping places with Rob Bennett. Ian Dupfield moves up into the top 10, with Robert Pettit dropping down into 12th. Throughout the heats, the usual big names are at the front: Trundley, Holmes and Ellis. Tom Eastwood performed well in Heat 1, earning a 4th place finish following a penalty for Holmes, who was deemed to have had an advantage by contact on Trundley. In Heat 2, Joe finished 1st ahead of Trundley, with the pair of them on another level in terms of pace against the rest of the field, finishing over 6 seconds clear of the pack and only 0.2 seconds between each other. In the 3rd heat, Trundley received a black flag for effectively going off the track to move up the field. This left Cousins to lead the field, with Joe Holmes and Joseph Ellis finishing 2nd and 3rd. Cousins had found some pace though, finishing a solid 2 seconds over the ever-dominant Holmes. Round the final bend they go, and they're off. Holmes making it into 1st, going round the outside of Ellis, though Ellis is staying with him. Holmes just ahead, with Ellis chomping at the bit to get back past. The top 4 looking like they're already pulling away from the rest of the field. Ellis still taking the fight to Holmes. It's nip and tuck. They concertina into turn 9, and again the top 4 stretch away from the pack. Holmes starting to make a gap now, with a tight battle for 2nd emerging behind him. Trundley up on the inside of 8. There's contact. Ellis will have the line. But Bobby's got momentum here going into the straight. Ellis goes wide out of 1, and Trundley needs no invitation, slipping straight past.
Bobby set that move up 3 corners earlier. Himself running a little bit too hot in turn 1, ran wide on the allowed Bobby to get up to the inside. Looks like Luke wants to go through.
And now I think we're going to see something special. Trundley pulling ahead of Ellis and hunting Holmes down like a fox on a rabbit. Trundley making enormous strides to get the gap right down. Holmes looking behind him as he can feel Trundley breathing down his neck. He's in striking distance now, but the old adage of racing is catching is one thing and overtaking quite another. Oh, there's contact. Both guys managed to keep it on the track. Trundley's dropped back a little, but can he build another attack? He's closed the gap to 0.3 seconds to Holmes, just a sheet of paper between them. Holmes under pressure but defending well. Trundley pulls out, oh, but thinks better of it. Surely it's just a matter of time before he gets past. Coming through turn 4 is where Trundley is fastest and looking for a way past through turn 6 and 7, as has been so popular throughout today's races. Holmes not able to pull out a gap. Trundley seems the only challenger able to consistently pressure Holmes this season. He's extremely close now, this is it! Holmes is going massively defensive. He simply had no choice under such immense pressure from Trundley. Holmes goes wide.
All four of them now bunched up together. All three of our finals season have been epic races and particularly
The top 4 seemingly glued together here.
all of these drivers watching very closely to try and ensure that if their E's are coming together, we have really good eyes on it as well as video.
Trundley's up the inside of 9. He's lost a bit of time there and it's allowed Ellis and Cousins to put a move on him. Trundley comes back at Cousins and back up to 3rd. Up ahead, Ellis is a handful for Holmes.
Ellis now, who's all over the back of Joe Holmes.
Ellis is now under attack from Trundley, but Ellis will have the line as Cousins also managed to slip past. The top 4 have remained in situ for the last couple of laps. Trundley looking feisty again as he pulls a dummy on Cousins into 9. There's contact and a cone takes the brunt of it all. He's really giving it everything to claw back those 2 positions. Wavy yellows at turn 4. That's James Bentley, I think, and the marshal gets him going again. The leaders are about to come through. Last lap now. Will there be any further drama? Trundley tries again. He will not give up. You could argue that Joe Holmes is the benchmark driver for this championship, Schumacher-like, and Bobby Trundley, well, he's quickly becoming the Hakkinen to Holmes' Schumacher. Intense racing, lap after lap.
I have to apologise to Slav, Tom, Alan, Simon and Chris, because we hardly talked about you on the commentary, because in front of you there was an epic four-way battle for 14 laps. In that, by the end of the race, the top four drivers were split by 1.3 seconds across the line. That's how close it was. In fourth place, he went for a really nice try for an overtake here, but ended up getting stuck on the wrong side, then coming up into here, which cost him time. Fourth place, commiserations to Bobby. But in third place, he was in the right place at the right time to just make sure that he cemented his podium finish. Third place, Luke Cousins. Second place, 0.2 seconds down the road, just ahead of Luke across the line literally, but missing out by 0.7 seconds at the line to the eventual winner. Second place in TW Steel DMAX Inters Heats, Joseph Ellis. Good to see you back on the podium. Well done. There we go. And the driver who led the four-way battle the whole way through, and probably has now again wrapped up the championship, maybe. Not sure, we'll find out when we work out the points a little bit later. Winning by 0.7 seconds clear. It wasn't quite as quick in the final, which is probably why they condensed the four. Was it, Cart? Yeah, of course it was. The winner of TW Steel DMAX Inter Heats Round 4, Joe Holmes.
So let's look at the revised standings. Joe Holmes and Bobby Trunley maintain their top two positions, with Luke Cousins moving up into third. Joseph Ellis moved from 16th to 7th following his strong results, and Slavomir Piskors also joined him in the top 10.